it's me, Val, again. Excuse me. Okay, so most of you who've watched my videos probably would have realised that my ex found my channels, and he's obviously not happy. How he found them, don't know. He's probably searching through them for some reason. But anyway, crazy. So anyway, I just basically wanted to say, as a follow-on to that video, that I am not ashamed of him finding it. I knew he'd find it probably one day, and the day he did find it, I knew that I'd probably feel okay, because I know the truth, and he may think he knows the truth. But hey, let's just agree to disagree. I've written a few things down because I can't remember a lot. I'm tired. I've had a long day at work today, so I wanted to get this out of the way. So yeah, so I've got down here, I'm not ashamed, I'm not embarrassed, I'm not, I don't regret doing these videos. I wanted to do them. I never regret anything in my life. Maybe one or two little things. I think you know what they are. But anyway, he's basically been kind of like saying things that I've been doing a smear campaign. What he's kind of done is changed it round that I'm a narc and he's not. Well, whether he's a narc or not, I know I'm not. But then that's really strange, isn't it? Because narcs always they always deny. Narcs always deny everything. But then if they say yes, they're a narc, they're also a narc. So you can't really find out if anyone's a narc or not a narc, unless you do what the olden days used to do with witches, and you dump them in a lake. If they sink, they're innocent. If they float, you take them out and then you burn them at the stake. Shit, we can't do that nowadays. Might get arrested. So yeah, I've done the videos. I believe in what I say, and those that don't agree, they don't agree. Not everybody can agree on everything, but anyway. So I also want to say that this is not a smear campaign. I've written down here again, I wanted to make sure that what I said was going to come across perfectly okay and not get myself into trouble anymore. If this was a smear campaign, I would have, well, I would have put it on Facebook for starters. It wouldn't be on here, because no one on YouTube knows me yet. I don't think so. It's not a case of a Facebook page where you've got friends galore, mutual friends. I haven't mentioned his name, and I'm doing this not for a smear campaign or for revenge. Excuse me. I'm doing it for self-help. I'm doing it to progress myself, to mend myself, to help others maybe as well that have been through it. And this is my reason for doing the video. So no, it's not about revenge. It's not a smear campaign. So if that's what he thinks, he's very wrong. Because a smear campaign is about smearing someone's name to their friends so that their friends won't believe the person when they start saying the truth about the narc, because the narc's got in there first. So this is not anything to do with that. So I've got that one out of the way. Again, me putting stuff on Facebook, I just want to kind of like cover what he's said. He's done a few messages, he's done, well, a few comments on here. There's an email he sent me as well. And I'm just wanting to kind of like see what I was going to do actually. I was even thinking of like maybe stopping this blog and thinking, you know, I've covered most things. And then he pops up and gives me more fodder to talk about. So maybe he's not done himself any favours there, because now I've got more to talk about. So basically he's saying to me at one point about my Facebook smear campaign. Now, I did not do a Facebook smear campaign. What my little thing was on Facebook after it all finished was an angry woman, a very angry woman, having been through all those things and wanting to release. And yeah, the smear campaign came first from someone else, not from me. So my smear campaign was not a smear campaign. It was just me going crazy and letting off steam. And as you do, you put quotes on and you say, you know, thank God that bastard's out of my life. And that's the thing. So that was not a smear campaign. So you can dismiss that. What he did on Facebook was a smear campaign. He called me sociopath on Facebook. Well, that's in another video. And he put that on for everybody to see and all his friends to comment on that. Now, he did sort of say in the email that he sent me that he only left it up for 24 hours and then he took it down. Like I should be grateful. No, I'm not going to be grateful for that, because what should have happened in the first place, he should never have put it up. Now, the only reason it did get taken down was because I requested to get it taken down. I asked him, please take that down, it's not nice. So he took it down. Had I not asked him, it probably would still be there today. So that to me was a smear campaign. So yeah, don't think I'm going to be grateful that he took it down, or he said, oh, I took it down, like I should expect to thank him, because that's crazy. Toxic people. I'm going on to a different subject here slightly. They say hurtful things, and they never accept that they're wrong. But what happens then is when you hurt someone, they get angry, they get mad, and they scream a lot. But that's been created by the person. So what it is, it's like the person's upset that person, the other person kicks off, and what the narc then does is actually blame that person and call that person and go, look at you, you're crazy. Look at you, you've kicked off. To your friends, you know, it's just, they create us. And then they hold it against us when we, you know, show our emotions because of what they've done to us. And I find that's what's also happened. People say some people have got narc traits and some people are narc. I don't see the difference. I think if you have either the traits of a narcissist or you are a narcissist, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the battery just ran out on my iPad, so I had to go and recharge it up and start again. So I was talking about narcs, and if you've got traits of a narc or you are a narcissist, I do think they're both the same thing. I think they're both toxic. So either way, they're both not nice people. So it's the same thing. Like that saying, if it looks like a duck, if it waddles like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So all I know that people have the traits, doesn't matter whether they're a narcissist or not, they're toxic and they're hurtful and they shouldn't do things. Also, I mean, if you're with somebody and all you can do, I'm looking at the wrong side of the iPad, if you're with somebody and all you can do is put them down and say things to them, hurt them. If you want to hurt somebody all the time and continuously say rude and nasty things and demoralise them and devalue them, why stay? A normal person, if they didn't like their girlfriend or didn't like the person, they would walk away and they would leave that person. If you're going to demoralise somebody so much, leave them alone. Don't pretend that you want to be with them and continue and continue and continue making them feel worthless until they are at rock bottom in a black hole and they feel absolutely worthless. And then pretend that you are loving them and pretend that they are the best thing, and then go on and tell them that you love them unconditionally, which I got a lot. Unconditionally to me means that whatever you do to me, or whatever you are, or whatever you say, how much you rant and rave and go crazy, I will still love you. That's what that means to me, unconditionally, which is also telling me that, you know, there's something wrong with me, which is what they do. So leave them. A normal person would leave them. A nasty manipulative person would stay and continue manipulating them, and I find that wrong. I wasn't perfect, and I'm not perfect. I have my issues. I have my insecurities. I have my demons. I'm a slight control. No, I'm not a slight control. I'm a control freak, but my control freakness is for a good cause, is where, you know, I'd want to help. Maybe I go over the top where, you know, I might want to help someone find a flat, for instance, and I might keep sending pictures of flats. Go and look at this one, go and look at that one, because I want to be helpful. And then when you do find out later on that that person said, I didn't even want a flat, you know, just think, well, I didn't even know you didn't want a flat. If you didn't want to move out, you should have said, you should tell the person that they don't want a flat, and not just throw it back at them in future arguments and make their controlling negative, when my controlling was just a case that I wanted to do the best for the person I cared for. It's just they make us act certain ways. There's certain things, where's that? He did put comments. My ex did. I won't call him that name anymore, because obviously, you know, I do probably sound a bit, whatever the word might be, bitchy. Do you know what? I probably do come across as bitchy, and I probably do come across as bitter and twisted and nasty towards him, but he pushed me to my limits. He pushed me to my limits. And somebody that can watch me go downhill, somebody who can promise a future but look after their past more, and let their future just drown in front of them and not even help, and watch that person get so worthless, get so sick, and keep blaming them for their past, their future, blaming them and taking no responsibility, and just accusing them of everything. You're the one that's hurting these people, you're making me do that, you're hurting me. It's not nice. He did put some, you can tell I'm tired tonight, so I'm a little bit quiet, not as loud and boisterous as I normally am. I'm running out of room on my iPad as well, so I've got to speed up. I'll fast forward everything. There were some comments put on my page, which I did take off because I didn't feel that I had the room to comment on them. I won't go into great detail. Now, he did put this comment on. Now, I did remove it, but it's his comment. I'm looking at that side of the thing again. I put my iPad upside down, haven't I? He did put this comment on, so I feel quite happy to put it on, and I'm not being liable or anything, please. No, not being liable. He did this. He keeps mentioning words in like the narc talk, like triangulation and hoovering and stuff. So obviously he's gone into a lot of detail to find out for some reason, and watched videos. So whether he found my video through watching videos, I'd love to have been the fly on the wall. He talks about plenty of fish. Now this is what people do, is that if you do something and then you explain the reason behind why you did it, and then they agree at the time. I'm going to tell you this story. We split up, we had an argument, I can't remember which one it was, it's one of the hundreds, and about a week later I thought to myself, I'm going back on Plenty of Fish. So I went back on, I had a profile I turned off a long time before that, turned it back on, put some new photos on, and then I thought to myself, no, I don't want to do this, so I turned it off, and I closed it, or shut the account down, or whatever you do. He, in the meantime, has been Googling my name, my email address, you name it, and the picture of my profile page came up. He wasn't obviously a member, so he just saw like a screenshot on Google, and it had new photos that I'd just been on the Bermuda holiday, the one that he let me down on and was meant to be with me, but that's another story. So he obviously thought I was back on Plenty of Fish. So he then proceeded to send me a text with the calling me a cunt, which was lovely, and said that you're back on Plenty of Fish, you couldn't wait, you bitch, you this, you that, you can't wait to go off. And you know, I explained the situation, I calmed him down, and I told him the situation, that I'd gone on Plenty of Fish, but I decided it was ridiculous, I didn't want to. I turned it straight off again, and I said, and what you're seeing is some new photographs, I actually took screenshots of the Plenty of Fish page of it being closed, and I sent them to him, and he said, right, okay, I understand. So we'd gone through that, and I explained the situation about the Plenty of Fish thing. So what does he do in the message on the bottom of the videos? I suspect Stumpy was back in touch in a moment of anger after some heartbroken person was back on the pull on Plenty of Fish to see what was going on in less than 24 hours. I mean, mentioning the Plenty of Fish thing again, it's like what they do. This is it. They bring stuff up from the past that you've actually gone over and you've actually explained, and they've actually agreed at the time that I get it, I understand, but no, they've got to bring it back up again. So that should have been forgotten about, because that was explained. He understood what I did. I told him I wasn't on the dating site. In a moment of anger and upset, I went on it, switched it on, put some pictures on, and then turned it off. But no, he had to bring that back up again. So that's just another excuse to sort of shout at me for no reason at all, because he knows the reason behind that. He's basically saying on this message as well that I discarded him, and that he had the sense to get away from a narcissist and sociopath. That's his opinion. They make you a person that you don't like. They make you a person, they make you a detective. Now we all know that they make you a detective. So what actually happened was, he kept lying a lots and lots of things, and I was doing my detective work, and it was about a dentist appointment. I won't go into details, but I rang the dentist. Yes, I did ring the dentist, and pretended to ring on his behalf to see if he'd been lying about the dentist appointment, because I needed to know who he was. I needed to know whether I wanted to have a future with this person. I also rang up the courts one time. I rang the courts to see if he had actually filed for a divorce. Because that's what you do when you're in that situation. That's what you do when you've been pushed to the limits, when your brain's about to implode and you don't know who you are, you don't know who he is, and you just need some normality, and you need to know the truth so that you make a decision whether you want to stay with this person or not. Because you're so screwed up inside. You've had the gaslighting, you've had everything done to you, you don't know the reality anymore. So I was ringing up the courts, and I didn't pretend to be anybody else. I told the court lady that I was a girlfriend of a man who said he was leaving his wife for me, and he was making me sick because I didn't know if he was, and she was very, very nice, and she helped me, and she looked and she said, I can't find any details on him. So there you go. I don't care. I will go over my, I don't know the word, stupidity, failures. I will mention my failures. I will own everything that I do. I'm not afraid to own everything that I do. So yes, you pushed me to the limits. I turned into detective, Google Queen as you call me, Psycho Val perhaps as you call me, but I needed to find the truth. I needed to find out who the hell was this person that I'd known for 21 years, and he was my best friend and my boyfriend and the love of my life apparently. So I did search, I did try and find the truth. So there you go. Yes. What else was there? Blah, 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 more stations living with the tramps. That's just silly. I'm not even going to go into that one. I don't know about the blackmail thing. I would say Stumpy's scared now because the blackmail threats might be activated. The ones he can prove. Never mind, it's nailed on an arrest if that happens. I don't understand what that is, but that actually sounds like a threat as well. So, you know, we're both as bad as each other. We're playing it out on YouTube, so go for it. And also he put up, there's a right to reply to everything that's put online, as I'm sure you know. Wouldn't be fair that Stumpy can also create a channel giving truthful statements, audios and texts from his side of this very sad story. Audio. Now he did slip up once in an argument and mentioned that he'd recorded me, and I wasn't obviously very happy, but he obviously did. So if he's got audio of me, you know, he's going on about me blackmailing him. If you're going to kick off and say you're going to get somebody done for liable for blackmailing, and you don't do it yourself, get some morals. If you really believed in and really was true to yourself, and you actually truly believed that me telling you that I apparently blackmailed you, I actually said to you, Stumpy, that if you smear campaign me anymore, I will send some videos around. So that was a threat to somebody who was a threat. So I wasn't actually doing that to an innocent person. I was actually wanting you to stop doing what you were doing to me. But now you're doing it to me. You're doing it to me anyway. This is very confusing. So if you are going to get me into trouble and get arrested for blackmailing, then you don't go and blackmail me on YouTube. That's just crazy. So hopefully I've cleared that up, that I'm not perfect, that I'm insecure, that I've got my demons, that I'm controlling, that I'm a pain in the arse, that I shout a lot, that I've got a very emotional personality, but I'm not a narcissist or a sociopath. I'm not the person that left somebody having thought they had cancer and you just walked away and left me for 6 weeks, and then when I did tell you I didn't have cancer, you replied back with, I'm glad you don't, but I need to say something, and then you wrote me about an hour-long email of how I made you feel. People don't do that. People don't. People hold back. If you want to say something to a sick person, you hold back, and you don't. There's a right time and a wrong time to say something. It's called empathy. So I think I've covered everything. So I just wanted to explain before my battery or my iPad runs out of room that I'm not ashamed of putting these videos up. If he wants to, if I get into trouble, so be it. I'm not taking them down. I'm not removing them. I don't regret doing them. Then they're not in revenge. They're not a smear campaign, because I've not sent these to any of his friends. It's not about me telling his friends who he is or who he isn't. It's about me trying to help myself, having been through shit, and help others that maybe have been through the same shit and can relate to me, and I can relate to them. So if you want to make it about yourself, then you go for it. So anyway, guys, 7 o'clock, I'm tired, my voice is starting to go. So thank you for subscribing, and those that have, thank you for supporting me. And by the way, people that start harassing my subscribers, it's not nice. Don't harass my subscribers. These people are my friends now because they have been through what I've been through, and they understand, and we stick together and support each other and help each other. So I don't appreciate my subscribers being harassed and abused on my video blogs. So there you go. So that's all I'm going to say now. If anybody wants to comment, anybody wants to tell me to shut up, to get a life, or just say go girl, it'd be nice to hear from you.